Shopping the Right Way. Following is a presentation exploring two facets of consumerism. First, how to be a successful comparison shopper, and second, how to be effective when writing a consumer complaint letter. Anyone planning to make a major purchase will want to know how to go about shopping the right way and how to be a satisfied customer. The purpose of the instructional presentation is to demonstrate research methods used to obtain information from the business resources of the high school and public library. It's time now to ask the first question. How do you go about shopping the right way and become a successful comparison shopper? The second question, what do you do when you have something new and can't make it work? How do you compose an effective complaint letter? If you are that someone, then what you want is the know-how to research your product and write a consumer complaint. That is what is happening in the O'Connor home. We will find Mrs. O'Connor with a big problem. She has a new camera in the house that is not, and never has been, a satisfactory product.
Hi, Mom. I brought my phone with me today.
Oh, hi, Mike.
Mike, you want to call?
Hi. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
How have you been, Mike?
Okay.
Good. Just fine. Haven't seen you in a little while. It's good to have you.
Oh, I've been around. Of course. Thank you.
Signed up for photography class at school today, Ma.
That sounds great, Jim.
I needed just one more credit for graduation. That's what my counselor said. And I really like the things the course is offering. I'm kind of hoping, do you think Dad will let me borrow his new camera?
Oh, well, the photography course sounds great, but if you're depending upon that camera of Dad's, it surely doesn't do what he thought it would do, and certainly not what the great ad said it would.
Oh, no. That's what I planned on using. That's the main reason I took the course.
Isn't there a camera at the high school you can use?
No. I know what I'll do. Sue was planning on giving me a camera for my birthday. Maybe she'll let me go shopping with her and pick it out since it's my camera anyway. And besides, it was supposed to be a surprise, but I already know about it. I wonder if she'd let me get it early. Why wait for my birthday anyway?
That might be just the solution, Jim. You can't take a photography class with a faulty camera, and as long as Sue is going to give you your birthday gift early, it's not a surprise. You could shop around and maybe the two of you could do it together. Comparison shopping is a good idea. I was really disappointed when Sue gave Dad that camera last year. I know it was her usual impulse buying, not checking out a thing, and now we're stuck with it.
Don't give up on that camera yet. It's a perfect example of what my teacher was talking about in consumer education. Research the companies. I've still got my class notes. I wonder where they're at. I'll go look for them.
Would you care for a carrot, Mike?
No thanks. I'm allergic to them.
To carrots?
Yeah.
Well, that means you don't like them.
Yeah.
Sure, here it is. I remember now. The Reader's Guide. The Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature, that is. Our teacher says it's just like a guide and an index in the back of a book. An index to periodicals, though. I'll check the Reader's Guide at school.
That would be a good idea.
Reader's Guide is an index to periodical literature. A periodical is a magazine published at regular intervals. This might be weekly, such as Time, or monthly, such as Glamour or Popular Photography. Let's pursue Jim's interest in cameras. He will begin by looking under the subject heading Cameras in the latest volume of Reader's Guide. Jim is interested in a 35mm camera, so he will look for articles under the subject Cameras.
This article sounds interesting. A Buyer's Guide to 35s. The author's A. Comero. It's illustrated. It's found in Money Magazine, pages 123 and 124 in the May 1982 issue. Here's another one I might like to look at. Canon takes aim at the snap shooter. The author's T. Moore. It's illustrated. It's found in Fortune Magazine on pages 38 and 39. I need the July 26, 1982 issue. Let me see if I can find an article on the quality of the products. I'll check the subheadings. Let's see, materials, mounting, prices, test. Here, this should give me what I'm looking for. Kodak's disc cameras. It's illustrated. It's found in Consumer's Report, volume 47 on pages 554 and 555. It's in the November 1982 issue. There, now I have the articles I'm looking for.
Jim has chosen the articles he wishes to read. Now he must make sure that the library has these magazines. He does this by checking the magazine list at the Reader's Guide table.
Yep, the library takes all the magazines I need. Now to fill out the call slips.
Pardon me, but I'm trying to work.
The school library subscribes to many periodicals which provide information for the consumer. Newspapers are also an excellent source of consumer information.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning. Can I have these magazines, please?
I'll see if they're in.
Okay, thank you.
We're in luck today. We have 2 of your magazines, and if you save this slip, you'll maybe be able to get it at the public library.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Would you fill these out, please?
Then on to the public library where the search continues. Jim asking the librarian for help in obtaining the magazine that had been checked out at his school library. While here, Jim decides to expand his research and locate additional magazine articles. The librarian shows Jim where the Reader's Guide is located. She also suggests that he check the nearby magazine index. Meanwhile, in another part of the library, and armed with her son's class notes, Jim's mother is doing her own research for her consumer complaint. The search begins in the reference room. Mrs. O'Connor looks at the product trade name directories the librarian has shown her. She is trying to track down the parent company of the maker of her unsatisfactory camera. She finds the directories helpful because they list the brand and trade name of the product. They also give the name and address of the company that manufactures the product. First, she checks the trade names directory. This source is useful because it lists the names of products in alphabetical order in addition to the names of the manufacturer. The Thomas Register lists brand names and the name and address of the manufacturer. It is also useful if you wish to obtain a list of companies that produce a certain product. For example, cameras. McRae's Blue Book is a trade name index, like the Thomas Register. It lists trade or brand names and gives the manufacturer's name and address. If Mrs. O'Connor already knows the name of the company that makes her product, the librarian takes her to the company directories right away, going first to those national in scope. Dun & Bradstreet's $1 Million Directory lists over 115,000 major American corporations in 3 volumes, with an overall index to the set in each volume. The name, address, and phone number, major officers, sales, and business are given for each company. The $1 Billion Directory is useful because it lists major American corporations and all their divisions and subsidiaries. In here we can find out what companies own smaller ones. The Standard & Poor's Register of Corporations contains in one volume an alphabetical list of over 45,000 major American companies. In a separate volume, it has geographic and industry indexes. It is a quick way of looking up most major companies. Standard Directory of Advertisers is a company directory. It includes many hard-to-find privately owned companies as well as those that are publicly owned. Finally, there is the Directory of Corporate Affiliations, which is much like the $1 Billion Directory. Mrs. O'Connor has just looked at a few of the directories. There are many other state, local, and specialized ones that the librarian could show her. Mrs. O'Connor has successfully completed her search and is ready to write her letter of complaint to the camera company. A letter of complaint should be polite and concise. The opening paragraph should state the name of the item, including the model and serial numbers. Give the name of the store from which the item was purchased and the date of purchase, followed by a brief description of the problem. Give the date on which you made your complaint to the store, the names of the people contacted, and their response. In your second paragraph, state precisely what you expect from the company. For example, repair or replace the item or refund your money. In your closing paragraph, ask for action within a reasonable period of time. Include your address and your work and home phone numbers. Photocopy important information such as the sales slip, warranty, and canceled check. Enclose these in your letter, keeping the originals for your file. If Mrs. O'Connor receives no satisfaction after having written to the company, she could take her complaint to certain private and governmental agencies. There is the Illinois Attorney General's Office of Consumer Complaints, the Chicago Sun-Times Action Column, or if a local concern, to the Chamber of Commerce and the city's Consumer Protection Office. Mrs. O'Connor feels this is a good time to take a look at the federal regulatory agencies. The Consumer Product and Safety Commission is responsible for the safety of products. The Food and Drug Administration handles foods, drugs, radiation emissions from products such as microwave ovens. The Federal Trade Commission is responsible for advertising and product warranties. She records the address of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which handles automobiles.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jim.
How's your complaint letter going?
Just fine. I'm almost finished.
That's good. Football practice is great today.
Good. You do something special?
Caught 2 passes.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You know, Jim, one reason your dad and I let this complaint letter slide is we just didn't know where to begin.
All right.
Well, that and the fact that I didn't want to admit to him I couldn't find the warranty.
I'll get it. Oh, hi, Sue. Yeah, I'll be coming by tonight. Let's do something different, though. Like comparison shopping for a camera. Yes, I'm serious. You said your folks always check out the products at the public library first. Good, let's go. Hey, do I need a library card? I didn't think that was such a stupid question. Okay. See you in a little while? About 7 o'clock. Bye.
We We find Jim and Sue at the public library using the consumer materials for their comparison shopping. They're looking for current information to find out the latest development in cameras. They want to learn what is available and to find out the strengths and weaknesses of certain brands. The first place they start is at the index table, looking through the Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature. Then Jim shows Sue the magazine index.
Come on, I'll show you the magazine index. Right over here. See? You switch it on. You have a dial here to control which way you're going.
The magazine index is a subject index on microfilm to over 400 magazines, 200 more than Reader's Guide. Jim and Sue go to the table with the consumer information. The consumer index is an index to magazine articles and reviews by product. The articles cited include both general articles and specific brand reviews. The Consumer Reports magazine, especially the buying guide issue, is a useful publication to find product reviews. The annual buying guide issue is a handy digest of various product reviews. The Consumer's Research magazine rates products in each monthly issue, and the latest issue has an index to the 12 previous issues. Consumer Digest is a useful monthly consumer magazine. Changing Times is a general interest consumer magazine. All 4 magazines are indexed in both Consumer's Index and the Magazine Index. Best Buys and Discount Prices Buying Guide is a consumer guide publication. The specialized annual buying guides feature specific information on such subjects as stereos. You can extend your search to other magazines, such as Photographic Magazine, Modern Photography, and Popular Photography.
Sue, I don't think we've missed anything the public library can do for us. But look over here. Just look at all the car information.
The New Car Cost Guide includes the retail price for all new cars. The National Automobile Dealers Association publishes used car prices.
Uh-oh, the library's closing. Sue, I've got to get back here. I'm going to take my pricing notes with me, though, so we can go shopping.
I can't believe it. We have this letter back from the manufacturer already. Jim? Jim, they want the camera, the manufacturer. They want the camera sent to them right now. That won't be difficult, especially since we just got in under that warranty deadline.
Mrs. O'Connor, smile.